Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report.
Happy New Year's Eve!
Today is December 31st, 2019, and it is New Year's Eve. My name is Lysander Xanthus, and today I will be sharing with you the day's astrology, numerology, and some other food for thought for today. I normally don't do announcements at the start of the report, but I just have one thing to say, which I will also mention at the end. The Kitchen Witch and I are throwing a New Year's Eve virtual party.
Online party!
So if you go to my Facebook page, then you will see the event.
It's awesome.
I will comment the link to the event at the end. But I'm not going to go look for that right now. Alright, so I like to start each morning with a little clearing and a blessing. So I'm going to be using this singing bowl to cleanse our energy and the area around us. And I am going to be using this selenite crystal to send you healing and peaceful energy. I bless you. I bless your day ahead. I bless you that you may find clarity within yourself today and a greater self-love. I bless you that you experience healing today. I bless your day ahead, that it be full of good company and good experiences, that everyone is helpful today, and your path is clear. I bless your year ahead. May 2020 be your best year yet. And may you surprise yourself most of all. Be blessed. Now, I'd like to share with you the astrology for today.
Ooh, astrology.
So, the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn are all in Capricorn. So here at the turn of the year, there's a major emphasis on Capricorn qualities and traits. And these include qualities such as independence, self-sufficiency, solving problems, practicality, and I don't know why Capricorn is such a hard one to describe. Being super responsible and organized, kind of pulling yourself together and being your own leader, the leader of your life. There's a lot of good influences here with the Sun and Jupiter. If transformation comes within ourselves and in our lives through these qualities. So you can't wait for the other people around you or your circumstances to change. It's really all on you right now. It's all up to you to act, to decide, to make changes, and to pick where it is that you want to go, what you want for yourself. Mercury is here, so that lends, it's bringing those qualities to one's way of thinking and the way that you express yourself as well. So in your mind, you may be more inclined to do this for yourself. Also, when you decide you're going to take the reins of your life into your own hands and kind of organize yourself to put your best foot forward in the new year, new opportunities will also present themselves once it's clear that you're making that step for yourself and you're being decisive about where you want to go. Mars is in Scorpio, so we are having, it's very difficult to ignore our feelings. It is connecting us very deeply to what it is we really feel deep down. This could be a good thing, giving you the initiative and motivation to do what all the planets in Capricorn are asking of us, to mature and to be responsible for ourselves and how our lives are going, and to change things that we don't like. Venus is in Aquarius, so in our love life and relationships, we may be feeling a bit more independent within ourselves and open to exploring different and new ideas about how relationships should be and how we want to be in them. The Moon and Neptune are in Pisces, so there is a big emphasis on, the Moon is also waxing, so it's becoming more illuminated. So there is a big emphasis on what is inside of us, what is secret and hidden within us, our deeper knowledge and intuitions rising to consciousness, rising to our awareness rather than staying hidden or within ourselves. We may also be feeling more emotional or sensitive, and having a certain kind of dreams that are intuitive and, of course, perhaps emotional in nature. So pay attention to your dreams that tonight, as well as trying to remember and interpret your dreams from last night. There could be some interesting information there. But also, during your waking life, pay attention to any hunches that you may get throughout the day. Finally, Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde, so this is a time of reassessing our habits, our comfort zones, deciding if we want to keep those habits and persist in the way that we have been, or if we would like to create new habits and a new comfort zone, if you will, and allow that to root itself deeper into our consciousness. So that is today's astrology. Muhammad asks, do you know hidden facts? I'm not sure what you mean by that, if hidden facts is something specific or if you mean that literally. But now it is time for the numerology of the day. It is a 4-day. Fours I associate to the idea of structure. A 4 vibration is solid, responsible, and seeks security. The 31st is a 4-day, and this is a good day to get up early and really seize the day. Grab a cup of coffee and, if possible, watch the sunrise. Nature's beauty will have a profound effect on you today. Get going on those unfinished projects. Pay your bills. Write those letters. Balance the budget. Be organized and dependable. Do your repairs. The work you do today will really make a difference and get you ready for a brand new month, as well as a brand new year in this case. Muhammad, this is not a reading video. This is a kind of like a morning daily show where I share different inspirational material. So Um, so that is the day's numerology. And the I'd like to mention the year number as well. So today's the last day in the world year number is 3. So today's the last day in that, and we are moving into a 4 year. So a lot of those qualities of we're moving into a year numerologically. We'll talk more about this at the New Year's Eve party. Moving into a year where the focus will be building structures and laying foundations. Of course, you all have your own personal year number, which for most of you will differ from the world. Alright. So next we will be moving into our crystal healing in just a moment. Just a moment. So I'm going to light some incense, and then I will tell you about the crystal that I would like to share with you today. I believe this is India Temple incense. It's one of my favorite scents. So I'm going to spread this incense around your energy. Just breathe it in. Just doing a little blessing, a little clearing. Bringing you a little more in tune in this moment. I'm going to spread a little around myself as well. And I'm going to bless our space. Just set this in the incense holder. So the crystal I have for our healing today is rutilated quartz. This is a raw piece, so you can't see the rutilations too well, I'm afraid. But this crystal is associated to protection, determination, self-control, strength of will, self-reliance, and firmness. Rutilated quartz is an illuminator for the soul, promoting spiritual growth. It cleanses and energizes the aura, draws off negative energy and disease, letting go of the past. Rutilated quartz gives protection against the ill thoughts of others. It helps to reach the root of problems and facilitates transitions and a change of direction. It soothes dark moods and acts as an antidepressant. Rutilated quartz relieves fears, phobias, and anxiety. It promotes forgiveness at all levels. So I feel like this is a great crystal for today. Before we get started, I'm just going to review the comments. Looks like we're all good. Good morning to all who have joined us. But you're going to experience the crystal for yourself. So if you would like to participate in this crystal healing, relax, breathe, and allow yourself to receive the energy. This crystal gives its energy to you as a blessing for the turn of the year and your year ahead. Allow yourself to receive its influence. Its energy can sometimes have a bit of an electric feeling. Just breathe and allow its energy to flow through. Allow it to clear away all that is not serving your highest good, all that weakens your resolve, all that encourages your dependence on others, all that induces you to not be your best self. And this concludes the crystal healing with mutilated cords. Let us sit in the energy that we have received. We will now be moving into the affirmation for the day. I am going to say the affirmation to you a few times in first person and second person. And I would like you to just listen to the words and focus on hearing them and taking them in rather than focusing on saying them. Then at the end, we will say them a few times. Before I begin, I'd like to note that this affirmation is from Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, and this affirmation is listed for accidents. However, so if you are accident prone, this is a very useful affirmation. However, even if you are not, it is a good affirmation to repeat, especially in response to a specific issue in our lives that we're ready to let go of or that we're unhappy with. I'll begin. I release the pattern in me that created this. I am at peace. I am worthwhile. I release the pattern in me that created this. I am at peace. I am worthwhile. You release the pattern in you that created this. You are at peace. You are worthwhile. You release the pattern in you that created this. You are at peace. You are worthwhile. Now we are going to say this together a few times. 3 times. I release the pattern in me that created this. I am at peace. I am worthwhile. I release the pattern in me that created this. I am at peace. I am worthwhile. I release the pattern in me that created this. I am at peace. I am worthwhile. Sit with those words. Again, this affirmation is useful not just for specific accidents you have experienced, or if you are accident prone, but it is also useful for any condition in your life with which you are unhappy. Something interesting about being accident prone is this affirmation is good, and part of that is because being accident prone is, at least from what I have casually observed, associated to some level of being disassociated from your body and from the present moment. And that's why one is so prone to being clumsy or running into things or always hurting themselves, is because you're not fully present in yourself and in your environment. So that's why all those mishaps tend to happen. So let's just say that as some food for thought, if that is something you struggle with. That concludes the affirmation for today. Well, now is time for the card reading for today. Oh, but first we have some comments. Thanks all for the feedback about the healing. It always interests me what people experience. sorry to hear about your husband, Penny. And yes, those are some very interesting reactions. All right. Oh, are we doing cats first?
Hashtag more cats.
So here's the cat cam.
Cat cam.
Before we get into reading cards, because we love you, and from popular demand, we have added cat cam.
Cat cam.
This is Ereshkigal. She loves attention, and she loves people.
So yes, she feels the people on the other side of the camera every day.
That was especially
That was extra
clumsy.
clumsy. What about you?
I don't know if cat clumsiness is the same as people clumsiness.
I don't think so. I think it's just cats. I think that's just what you get when you get hashtag more cats.
Alright. Are you coming back over here?
I don't know.
That's going to change this. No, she's
Here
coming
she
back.
is.
I'll leave it. Hi, sweetie. Come here.
I'm sure you're speaking into the mic today, dude.
Yeah. Well, no one. It could be us. It could be you. No one else has mentioned the sound problem. All right. She will probably go back and forth quite a few times. So I'm gonna go on and.
Sorry, desk destruction. Desk destruction.
And to go on with the card reading. So
Do it.
I'm gonna choose what deck I'm using today. I don't know yet. Someone different wants to talk to you all each day. That's all that is. I feel like Chicoli again.
I think you might be right.
So today's reading comes to you from the Nicoletta Chicoli Tarot. I like this deck. It is very whimsical, but it does have adult themes. So I don't suspect there are any youthful people watching, but children, that is. But if there are, I don't recommend this deck for them. So if you like this deck and get it for yourself, adults only. There's nothing super explicit, but it is highly suggestive. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a card reading for all of you. That will give you insight and guidance into the day ahead. And you may find that some of the reading resonates with you or all of it does. So let's see what they have to say to us today. One card.
Oh my gosh. I heard that.
Yes, that was a lot. This is a lot. We are repeating some points from the days before, but that just must mean that it needs to be heard again. How many cards is this? This is probably the entire thing today. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Right.
I hope you're ready.
Feel free to summarize a little bit.
Well, I'll do my best. A lot of these cards have come up in the last week or so, so some of these points need to be heard again, it would seem. Let's start with the first card. This is the 10 of Discs. This card talks about the need to break a pattern, to remove yourself from a cycle or situation. So you've been kind of doing the same thing over and over again, and the only way you'll advance forward or things will change is to step out of it and to just exit, not play the game anymore. So that's the first thought. The second thought is 2 cards. This is the Knight of Cups. This card describes a person, probably you, and it talks about someone who follows their heart and who, it's like someone who acts strongly in the pursuit of a righteous cause. Most of all, to pay attention to your feelings and where you're being guided. The card following that is the 7 of Swords. This card, cutting up the picture a little bit. This talks about a situation that is unstable and in which there may be deception or betrayal at hand in the situation. So it's saying to be mindful. This also says to not take any shortcuts, to be sure that you do things the right way and not trying to cut ahead. Now the third thought is 7 cards. So we are going to go through those. The first card is the 8 of Wands. This card talks about there being a lot of messages of hope, signs and signals around you, and that it's very important for you to pay attention to these signals and to information coming into you in not just an intuitive way, but literally what is happening around you. Pay attention, because it's very important when the time to act comes, to act on that information, to act on the opportunities presented, that you have to do so quickly. The next card is the 2 of Discs. This says that if you've got a lot going on, you're juggling a lot, there's a lot on your plate, if you're kind of spread thin and you've got a lot of projects going on, so to speak, if you are in danger of dropping any of these, then You should really consider setting some things aside for now and really focusing on one or two priorities rather than trying to do everything. I know, easier said than done, but it really is important. Otherwise, you could end up dropping everything, if you know what I mean. Better to set some things aside to be dealt with later than to lose control of everything. This is Temperance. This card talks about finding balance and peace and not allowing yourself to be affected by mundane matters unless you choose to be. Now, what that pertains to will be different for all of you. It could be your finances, material circumstances, something about your situation, a relationship, etc. Whatever is holding you back or bringing you down, you don't have to let it affect you. Again, easier said than done. But you have the power of choice. The card following is the Moon. Pay attention to your feelings and intuitions, to your dreams. Dig deeper into yourself. There's a lot happening inside of you underneath the surface. Whatever's happening outwardly about yourself, your feelings and thoughts, they are ripples upon a very deep lake. Dive in and see what's really going on in you. The card after that is the Ace of Cups. Take you back. You need to take parts of yourself back. Especially if you've been giving too much to others. It's time to love yourself as much as you've been giving love and nurturance to other people. Take it back for yourself. This is really important. Next is the Five of Swords. This card talks about how the situation you are in is not winnable because someone is not playing fair and that there are malicious intentions directed towards you. This is a card of warning typically, and when it comes up, the suggestion is usually to leave the situation or disengage from a specific person, and to do so quickly. The other person means you evil. And the card following that is the Devil. This card says that nothing good will come of the situation. And struggling with destructive patterns. Struggling with patterns of abuse, self-destructiveness, self-harm, toxic relationships, etc. This too is a card of warning, and it's kind of like a big fat stop sign, like, no, you should really stop, you should disengage, don't keep going. Going back to the beginning, it's time to get off this ride. It's time to go. Persisting in this pattern or circular situation you're in, there's a lot of signals around you saying, stop, cliff ahead. Especially today, now, at the end of this year. Every moment's a good moment to get off the ride, but it kind of feels like a plea, almost, like, please, get out. I know that may sound a bit grim. For some of you, it may be quite that serious, and for others, it is more of a, be sure that you're not handing your power away. Pay attention to signs. Don't spread yourself too thin. Be mindful of the other people in your situation. More mild, like that. This video will be available for replay if you would like to go over the reading again. I'm going to put these cards away. can't wait for the situation or the other person to change. They are who they are, and either you accept it or you continue to persist in denial. They are not going to change. You can't change another person. They only change when they feel like doing so. Meanwhile, you're causing yourself quite a lot of trouble trying to force things, giving away your power. And when we persist in cycles like this, we lose ourselves. It's time to take the reins of your own life in your own hands and stop trying to control other people. I know that's not usually how we think of it. We think of it as like we really want to help someone we care about, but it's like trying to control or force something that is not really under your power to begin with, while also losing power over the things that you do have control over, which is yourself and your own life. The magician comes out to tell you that all the power you need is inside of you. The only one keeping your power caged is you. It's a time to change the way that we think about things. I'm shuffling to see if they have anything else they would like to add. We have Temperance again, emphasizing that you don't have to let mundane matters affect you unless you choose to let them. Your peace of mind is up to you. And it's not up to other people. That's something that only you have control over. So if you don't have peace of mind, you're the only one who can fix it. Once you really realize that you're responsible for yourself and you can't change other people, it becomes pretty clear what must be done. It's often the thing we have been avoiding. This card talks about examining a situation in other people, deciding what is the best way to engage with them. This is the Empress, who represents unconditional love, but one can love with discernment. One can love without condition, but still have discernment, so that one is not destroying oneself. You will have some important choices facing you, but that is part of life. There will always be decisions to be made, and that your decisions do have an effect on yourself, your life, and on other people. But most of all, you are the one who will have to live with your decisions, no one else. And these two out again, really pressing the point of you have got to step out and move forward. I do think that this concludes our card reading of the day. So they are being more firm today in their message. So I think I will put this away. For those of you who come to the New Year's Eve party, you will probably be seeing this and the other decks again. So now it's time for some food for thought and soul food. Indeed, Penny. It is too bad. Feels as though the cards were being blunt today. Because a lot of these have come up in the past 2 weeks. So whenever cards repeat themselves, the message has not been understood. Even if it's only by one person. Alright, so now it is time for the reading of the day, the other kind of reading. Today's reading comes from The Powers Within You by Louise Hay. And we have been reading through the chapter Expressing Your Creativity. The next section is Relationships on the Job. So we've been talking about work and income and our mindset towards these things. I'm going to read a few sections now. The relationships we create at work are similar to the relationships we have as a family. They can be healthy or they can be dysfunctional. A woman once asked me, as a person who is usually positive, how do I deal with people in a work environment who are constantly negative? First of all, I thought it interesting that she was in a work environment where everybody was negative when she said she was positive. I wondered why she was attracting negativity to her. Perhaps there was a negativity within her that she did not recognize. I suggested that she start to believe for herself that she always worked in an area where it was peaceful and joyful, where people really appreciated each other and life as a whole, where there was respect on all sides. Instead of complaining how so-and-so had to do it his way, she could affirm for herself that she always worked in the ideal place. By adopting this philosophy, she could either help bring out the best qualities in others because they would be responding differently to her inner changes, or she would find herself in another work area where the conditions would be as she declared. A man once told me that when he started his job, he had all these incredible instincts, and his job was wonderful and sailed along smoothly. He was precise, direct, and satisfied. Suddenly, he began to make mistakes every day. I asked him what he was frightened of. Could it be an old childhood fear that was surfacing? Was there someone at work with whom he was angry, or was he trying to get even with somebody? Did that person remind him of one of his parents? Had this happened in other jobs? It seemed to me that he was creating some chaos at work because of an old belief system. He recognized that it was an old family pattern where he was ridiculed every time he made a mistake. I suggested that he forgive his family and affirm that he now has wonderful, harmonious relationships at work where people totally respect him and appreciate everything he does. When you think of your coworkers, don't think, they're so negative. Everybody has every quality in them, so respond to the good qualities that are in them and respect their peacefulness instead. When you can focus on these qualities, they will rise to the surface. If others are constantly saying negative things, don't pay attention. You want to change your consciousness. Since they are reflecting something negative within you, when your consciousness really changes, negative people won't be around very much. Even if you feel frustrated, start affirming what you want to have in your workspace. and accept it with joy and thanksgiving. Excuse me. One woman had an opportunity at work to do what she loved and to grow from the experience. However, she would constantly get sick and sabotage herself. She recalled that when she was a child, she was always getting sick because it was her way of getting love and affection. So she kept recreating the pattern of getting sick as an adult. What she needed to learn was how to get love and affection in a more positive way. When anything went wrong at work, she went right back to being a 5-year-old girl. So she began to take care of her little inner child, and she also learned to feel safe and to accept her own power. Competition and comparison are two major stumbling blocks to your creativity. Your uniqueness sets you apart from all others. There has never been another person like you since time began, so what is there to compare or compete with? Comparison either makes you feel superior or inferior, which are expressions of your ego, your limited mind thinking. If you are going to compare to make yourself feel a little better, then you are saying somebody else isn't good enough. If you put others down, you may think you will raise yourself up. What you really do is put yourself in a position to be criticized by others. We all do this on some level, and it's good when we can transcend it. Becoming enlightened is to go within and shine the light on yourself so you can dissolve whatever darkness that is in there. I want to say again that everything changes, and what was perfect for you once may not be anymore. In order for you to keep changing and growing, you keep going within and listening for that which is right for you in the here and now. Hi, sweetie. You want to come up here? No. Just kind of going ahead. This is the last section in the chapter, so I'm going to go ahead and read it, and the thought kind of changes to changing the way we do business and those who do work for themselves or own their own businesses. Those who own or operate businesses can begin to function as an expression of divine intelligence. It is important to keep the lines of communication open with employees and allow them to express their feelings about their work in a safe way. Make sure the offices are a neat and clean place to work. Here again, clutter in an office reflects the consciousness of the people working there. With all the physical clutter, how can the mental or intellectual tasks be done well and on time? You could adopt a statement of purpose that reflects the desired philosophy of your business. At Hay House, Louise Hay's business, we feel our purpose is creating a world where it is safe for us to love each other. When you allow divine intelligence to operate in all aspects of business, then everything flows on purpose and according to a divine plan. The most wonderful opportunities will fall in your lap. I see many businesses beginning to change. There will come a time when businesses will not be able to survive using the old ways of competition and conflict. One day we will all know that there is plenty for everyone and that we bless and prosper each other. Companies can begin to shift their priorities and make it a great place for their workers to express themselves and have their products and services benefit the planet in general. People want to get more out of their work than just a paycheck. They want to contribute to the world and feel fulfilled. In the future, the ability to do good on a global level will overshadow the need for materialism. I feel, obviously, in the future there will be many changes about the way many things function on a basic level. But such is life and humanity. So that is the end of that chapter. We will continue reading this tomorrow. And the next chapter is called The Totality of Possibilities. And skimming ahead, there is some good stuff in this next chapter. So that concludes the reading for today.
Fantastically done.
Hi, sweetheart. Cats.
Hashtag cats. Oh, come here, baby. Hashtag walking. Hashtag walking.
I think the camera is tipped down a little too much.
Is it?
There we go.
Alright. Oh, we've got a whole lot of cat butt at the beginning of the cat cam there.
I know.
Alright, here we go. Cat cam. Say hi, Mama. Other desk.
You want to tip up a little more. There you go.
Okay. Can't actually see it.
I know.
You just want the love this morning. Look at her, guys.
I know.
This is where she's usually sitting. Here or in the window. She likes the window a lot too. Alright, I'm gonna give the camera back. Okay? You done? Alright. Here she comes.
So I am going to be drawing the morning report to a close soon. Hi, honey. Hi.
Oh, crystals everywhere. Alright, so let's talk about some cool, fun, awesome things happening.
All right. So, later today, we are having a New Year's Eve party on my Facebook page, Lysander Xanthus.
That's right.
So if you want to find out what time that is in your time zone,
Be
it's
sure to check out the event page.
5 p.m. where I am, but it'll be a different time where you are. So I would suggest going to my page and finding the event page.
I just posted it in the comments.
Yes,
That's the event page right there, everybody.
The link page is there, so check out what time that is, and I hope you will join us.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some numerology for you guys. We're going to be talking about the world year in numerology and helping you guys figure out your personal years. We're also going to be taking a little walk down memory lane and sharing personal stories about this past year, and hopefully you'll hear some cool stories from all of you. And yeah, just this is an actual party, and we're opening it up to all of you. So come and hang out, get to know us. We're not giving a bunch of things away for free or anything like that. It's really just an opportunity for all of us to hang out as a community. So if you're not doing anything tonight, you should be doing that.
Yes, bring snacks.
Bring snacks.
And drinks for yourself and get comfortable.
There will be cats too.
Alright, the last things I'd like to say is if you enjoyed this Morning Metaphysical Report, please like, follow, or subscribe to my page or channel. If you like and follow me on my Facebook page, link is on screen or in the description. You will also see all the other content I do. And
if you haven't done the Patreon poll for the Morning Metaphysical Report, link is in the comments. Please check that out.
take our poll.
Take the poll.
Also, if you'd like to learn more about us, the goals we're working towards, and how you can join us on our journey, please visit patreon.com/freedomcoaching. You'll find a lot of good information there, and I hope that you will join us on Patreon and on Facebook. All right, I think that's
about
everything.
it. We're looking forward to seeing all of you later. Please pop in for our online, our virtual New Year's party.
All right.
We're gonna party tonight.
Say bye, Arishka. Go. Say bye, everybody.
Kitty. Bye, everyone.
Have a lovely day, and hopefully we'll see you all later on.
And if we don't, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Just a day early.
Be blessed.